Alright, this is Vegeta8259 again, and this is part 3 of my Masterpiece Rodimus Prime review. And if you remember, in part 2 we transformed Hot Rod into his car mode, albeit poorly. But either way, now we're going to be converting this car into a, I guess, futuristic RV, because that's pretty much the only way you can describe it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with these exhaust pipes on the side here, and we're going to mess around also with the whole top part. Let's see, this windshield is going to open up and fold all the way over the hood of the car. As you can see, there's actually some nice detail in there. And then this is going to come up, rotate around, and we're going to be doing this. Actually, I think these are supposed to fold in. And this little fin is going to slide forward ever so slightly. Oh yeah, these chrome exhaust pipes right here are supposed to go back. Let me snap these in place. Move that there. And I think we're kind of sort of ready to connect this to the trailer now. Yeah, I know it looks really weird right now, but you'll see what we're doing in just a second. Alright, so next we're taking this trailer, and basically it's got the front of Rodimus Prime's alternate mode just on a hinge here. And we're going to be taking Hot Rod and just inserting it inside the trailer very carefully. Now there's a large area right here that the fin is going to slide into, and it goes all the way back, and you'll just kind of want to get Hot Rod situated, and then we'll bring this around. That's going to kind of clamp into place, and this is where you're just going to have to start playing with the figure. Again, a very moody transformation. You're probably not going to get it right on the first try. I know I didn't, but again, if you keep messing with it, oh, there we go, that was a nice snap. Again, if you keep messing with it, you'll get it in place eventually. And how about that? I think we just about got it. So this is pretty much Rodimus Prime's alternate mode. As you can see, futuristic RV. The windshield, I guess, canopy does open up just like on Hot Rod, and it may transform kind of weird, but at least it looks pretty good just sitting there. So that's it for Rodimus Prime's alternate mode. Now let's take a look at Rodimus Prime's robot mode. Alright, so I have transformed Rodimus, or Hot Rod rather, back into his robot mode, basically just reversing the steps I showed you in part 2. So, to convert Hot Rod into Rodimus Prime is actually pretty simple. There aren't many differences. First off, the hips are going to unhinge, click out, and come back down, which is going to make Rodimus a little bit taller. As you can see, we've got about a centimeter, maybe not even a centimeter, of greater height between Rodimus Prime and Hot Rod. So he is a little bit taller. Next, the yellow fin on the back is going to raise up slightly. And then the last step is to change out the face. Now what we're going to do is pull the helmet up. As you can see, there's another face up under here. Push that face in, and then just push the helmet back down, and now Rodimus has a, I guess, wiser, more aged looking face with some different facial lines. And so the conversion from Hot Rod to Rodimus Prime is now complete as far as the robot goes. Alright, and one feature that Rodimus Prime has is that he comes with a small matrix of leadership, and it does fit inside the chest. This little panel right here opens up. You can see a nice little detailed cavity in there, and the matrix will fit right inside. Before I put it in there, I do want to do a comparison to the matrix that comes with Masterpiece Optimus. And as you can see, it's about half the size of the matrix that comes with Masterpiece Optimus Prime. But then again, I guess it would be really hard to fit this matrix inside his chest and still have room for the transformation and everything. They actually have in the instruction manual a little note where you can take the matrix that comes with the Optimus and use it with Masterpiece Rodimus, with him holding it over his head, opening it, in that famous scene at the end of the movie. So anyway, on to the accessories. As you saw, Hot Rod has the photon lasers Alpha and Beta, and they have some kind of springiness to them, and that's because you can combine them together for Rodimus Prime. And basically, all you have to do is just push them end to end until they lock into place, and now you have a very long gun for Rodimus Prime, which I think looks really, really nice. And I really like how all the spring-loaded mechanisms work and just kind of transform themselves as you connect the guns together. So I thought that was a really nice feature. Let's see if we can get him to hold it, though. That's the real part. That's the real trick. Alright. If you remember in part 1, we weren't very successful with this. But looks like I'm having better luck this time. He can hold it up. Doesn't really have any weight issues because all of the joints in the arm are ratcheting joints, so they're nice and strong. The only issue you're probably going to have is him holding this thing securely, but it seems like he's holding it up pretty well to me. But see, there you go, it's going to fall out. So as long as you don't really mess around with it too much, it should stay in place just fine. Now, that's not all you can do with Rodimus Prime. Remember that trailer we used earlier? Well, when it doesn't have Hot Rod inside it, you can fold this down to the bottom. It's just going to click into place. And actually, let me move Rodimus out of the way. See this black button? Press it, and it pops open. And then we can bring this forward, and it's going to rise up. Guns come forward. These little, I guess, are blast shields. They flip out. The handles flip forward. And this little monitor right here comes out. And you've got a little battle station for Masterpiece Rodimus, which I think is actually kind of nice. This gun turret up here can rotate, and that's about it. And actually, well, it can go forward and backward, so it can go at several different angles. It can rotate down here as well, and then rotate up there. And then you can always take Rodimus, set him on it, and pull his arms forward. These little handles right here have the same pegs that the weapons do, so you can peg those into his hands and have it like he's firing the little gun turret here. So, I guess that about does it for the review. Actually, there's one thing I did forget. You can take Rodimus Prime's gun and attach it. Let's see, I think it attaches to the bottom. Let me actually get around here while I'm showing it to you. I believe it attaches to the bottom here, and you can fit it on the bottom of the gun turret like so. So now you've got 3 barrels instead of just 2. Also, one other nice thing about the little battle station here is that it has storage area for Rodimus Prime's guns and the little buzzsaw and welding torch that are his other accessories. And also, you can take these guns, and there's little pegs here where you can mount them facing forward. There's also another set of holes back here where you can have them facing backward. So you can have kind of a complete battle station here, or you can just store them away when you're not using them. So, one last thing I want to do before I end this review is a size comparison. And who better to compare Rodimus Prime to than Optimus Prime? And as you can see, there is a bit of a height difference. Unfortunately, a lot of the newer Masterpiece figures tend to be, well, shrinking. I really didn't mind it so much with Rodimus Prime here, because 99% of the time I'm going to have him displayed as Hot Rod. And, I mean, Hot Rod is smaller than Optimus Prime anyway. Like I said, when we kind of brought the hips down, it made Rodimus a little bit taller, but he's still pretty much dwarfed by Optimus Prime here. So, I guess that's about it. For my final thoughts on this figure, I do like it. I think it is a bit pricey. I can't even remember how much it was. It was like, I think I got it for $163 from Hobby Link Japan. It'll probably, I mean, depending on where you look, it'll be a little more, a little less. And that's just the nature of really the action figure market and the toy market, and the model kit market these days. Things are just getting more and more expensive, and I don't anticipate prices going down anytime soon. So, I mean, there's lots of pros about this figure. I think it looks great. It looks extremely accurate to the TV show and the movie. When you look at him from the back, there's, you can see the windshield and these pipes on the back of the legs, but from the front, he looks absolutely fantastic. He's got good posability and articulation. Just the fact that you can make either Hot Rod or Rodimus Prime is a really big seller for me. We got some nice chrome parts. We do have two die-cast parts I forgot to mention. Both the feet are made out of die-cast metal, which is not as much die-cast as some of the other masterpieces like Optimus Prime, but at least he's still got die-cast in him. No weight issues that I can think of. There are a few downsides. The the weapons aren't very secure in the hands. This thing right here, every time I try to raise the arms up, the torso comes unconnected, but really you can just push that back into place, so that's just a nitpick. The transformation is kind of moody and tedious, and as you saw in part 2, I still haven't quite got the hang of it, so the transformation is a little bit troublesome, specifically Hot Rod's car mode. Rodimus Prime's alternate mode is not quite as bad. But, that's about it as far as my complaints. Also, a lot of people say they have problems with these, black panels on the legs, breaking and falling off. Like I said in part 1, I haven't had any of those problems whatsoever, so I can't really comment on those. It seems perfectly fine to me. So, again, no problems there. So, I guess that about does it for the Masterpiece Rodimus Prime / Hot Rod / Rodimus Convoy review. I really enjoyed this. I don't regret buying it. I don't regret the price tag, because, I really enjoy this figure, and I think it was worth the money I paid for it. However, if you do think it is pricey, take note that if you live in North America anyway, Hasbro has planned to release this masterpiece in the US as just Hot Rod with no Rodimus Prime parts whatsoever, but just as Masterpiece Hot Rod. And to make up for the lack of Rodimus Prime, they're going to include the Target Master gun for Hot Rod, so that'll likely be at least half the price of this guy. But then again, you got to consider Hasbro has a tendency to skimp out on chrome parts and die-cast parts, so I really wanted the full quality figure, so that's what I went with. So I guess that about does it for this review, and I will see you guys next time.